gentlemen, welcome to the show. Today, welcome back. What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, we're happy to have
Glad
you back.
to be back.
Absolutely, man.
What have you been up to, man?
Well, just been working. I went to Costa Rica. That was awesome.
How was that? What kind of shit did you do in Costa Rica?
Lots of drinking.
Oh, of course.
Lots of drinking. I didn't do any excursions. The one we were supposed to go on to, it got canceled because they didn't have enough people.
That sucks.
It did because it
It's
was
a shitty reason.
yeah, and the guy and we're like, well, there's three of us. Just at least take us out. You know, it's still gonna be fun. And the guy's like, no. So that was a bust. I mean, the girls went and did like ziplining and the ATV and
That
the
must have been
waterfall.
fun.
You can miss me on the zip lining.
Yeah,
It's
that-
just boring. I'm sure it's better in Costa Rica because they got the giant ones, but I did one in Pennsylvania, and bro, so you go with random people. They did it in basically a fucking park. It was overlooking a park, so it's not like it was even some cool place. It took fucking 4 hours to do. It was an hour of training for some bullshit. And it was just then my balls got crushed at least 3 times.
This is how you hold on to the rope properly when you're going down the zip line.
You got to unhitch with this.
Was
this.
it like the South Park
It
episode?
literally exactly was. That was probably one of my favorite South Park episodes, literally, because of that. And then when they showed them in real life, the non-animated
Oh my
versions
God,
of
that
them.
was
And
beautiful.
they were trapped on a boat for some reason.
That was fucking wonderful.
Yeah, I'm afraid of heights, so I was like, nah, I'm going to go walk the beach instead for 2 hours, then go and check out the main city, and
Right.
that was pretty cool.
That's nice to do, especially sometimes by yourself. It's just good to,
Decompress.
Exactly.
It was nice. I mean, I was just listening to music, walking down the beach, checking out the water, seeing where there was surfing that I could do, which I never ended up doing it because the waves weren't correct for me, and also I didn't want to go out there really by myself.
you shouldn't. Especially, when was the last time you did it? Did surfing?
Yeah, it was a couple years, but where we were at, the undertow was pretty
Vicious.
strong, so I was like, I think I'll pass on this, but
Surfing is fucking lit, but I haven't done it in probably 10 years or so. It's still one of my favorite things. Actually getting up on the board and catching a wave and riding it to shore is one of the best feelings. You know?
yeah.
It really
I've never
is.
surfed in my life.
I'll put it this way. It's worth failing at it for a long time just to get that wave. It
Falling
really
sounds
is.
fun. I mean, falling's fun for
It's
me.
fine.
Snowboarding.
Just not getting dragged along the bottom is the part that sucks, especially with rocky beaches and shit. Especially in Hawaii, so they have a lot of rocks out there. And once those, as you said, the undertow fucking drags you against those rocks. Some people get concussions. People die. You know,
Yeah, you can die from fucking goddamn undertow.
it's nature.
So I went to Flagler Beach. My friend was living out there, and he was like, hey, you want to go surfing? It's kind of during December time. He's like, I got wetsuits. He's like, you're going to have to pee in it. But I'm like, okay, whatever. So we go out surfing, and it really there wasn't really a lot of waves coming. And then he's way in front of me. And I'm not paying attention. I'm looking around, and all I could hear him screaming was paddle, paddle. And I'm like, what? And I look in front of me. There is this 10-foot wave coming at me, and I am paddling so hard to get over the top of this thing. I get right to the tip, and it folds. So I'm falling 10 feet, and all I did was put my hands over my head and just covered it because I didn't know if the board was going to hit me. And when you go under, you don't know whether you're up or down and where this board's going to be going back and forth. Finally, I came up for air, and I only had half the board. It broke his 10-foot board.
Was it a foam board or a wood?
It was a
Plastic kind of.
It was plastic foam board.
I've always used foam.
Yeah, but it was his really nice one that he let me borrow, and I'm like, I'm sorry, bro. I mean,
It's not even your
that wave
fault.
came out of nowhere.
Right, that was the earth that did that, man.
And I was like, I'm not going back out for the rest of the day. I was like, that was scary to
You escaped death.
to drop that high into the water and then hit it, and then you don't know whether you're going to come up or you're going to hit
Because the
something.
whole thing's still rolling, yeah.
I mean, it would have sucked if I went under and all of a sudden I just hit a dolphin with my head or something. You know? That would have been messed
I think that'd
up.
be one of the cooler surfing stories of you hitting a dolphin. I'd
Yeah.
rather have that than a rock, I'll tell you that.
Honestly.
Oh, one time I did freak out because I saw a fin, and I'm like, shark, and I'm yelling shark, and my friend is literally laughing at me. He's like, dude, that's a dolphin. I was like, oh, okay. Because I'm laying on this
Fuck that,
board.
it's a fin, man. You don't fuck that.
Yeah.
You don't know what the
screw
fuck that
that.
is.
I'm like, I'm in Flagler. They have sharks, so like I was just super nervous. But other than that, it's fun. I even take my paddleboard out and I'll go surfing with that because it's 10 foot, so you could surf with it. It's got the fins and everything underneath.
I didn't realize they had fins like that, but of course they would, or else they'd probably just fucking capsize.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you should go sometime though. Cocoa Beach is a really good spot.
With a lot
Where's
of
that?
sharks.
It is. It's like a shark capital. It's the Space Coast, like by Kennedy Space Center and Cape Canaveral. It's like they always say like Space Coast is like an hour and a half drive from Orlando. That's what Steph always tells me, but I don't know. I've never driven from Orlando, only from here. And
I mean,
that was a long time
I've
ago.
passed it when I go to Flagler and go on that side, but it's definitely worth it to at least try out surfing. I mean, I wouldn't do the big giant Hawaii surfing waves and things like that.
You have to be trained for that, man. It's just dangerous.
Yeah.
You know? But I'm sure that must be incredible.
That's got to
like
be the
20,
most
30 foot
freeing
waves.
fucking thing in the universe, though.
Oh, it feels great when
Like,
you're
it's
standing
gotta
up
be
riding that
wonderful.
wave. Oh, it's so nice.
It's just
Because it's freeing as hell for me snowboarding. I remember going back up north. Like, that was like crazy. Just like I'm flying down this fucking hill, bro. Like,
I've never been snowboarding nor skiing.
I've never been
went skiing, but I was 2.
But I have been snowboarding, and that is like, it's just wild.
I believe
Again,
it.
it's just
Because you're
wild.
flying, you know?
If it's a big enough hill, like
Used to
fucking
that.
God, dude.
It was lit. You all right?
Yeah, this thing keeps on stopping recording for like 30 seconds at a time. It's okay if I keep my eye on it. Like, but
Is it like a frame rate issue?
no, it's a computer is a piece of shit issue.
We'll have to get on that. Venmo, the Knuckleheads.
Yeah.
We also got Cash App. Or just give me money. Give us money. Buy us a computer.
Probably just gonna start.
Or
making
steal us a
payments.
computer. We're not advocating that, but we won't ask where it came from.
Yeah, well, I won't.
There we
I'm
go.
just gonna start making payments on a new one. Cause that's
You
how
can
I
build
bought
one.
this one.
If you can get the fucking, if you can get the parts.
I mean,
Yeah.
that'll be more expensive immediately.
It-
I need something
building
that's not
building a
immediately
computer is
expensive.
more expensive than just buying one put together.
Right.
It used to be the opposite. Now it's not.
Because they're having part shortages, right?
Well,
And,
it's
like,
not- well,
chips
yeah.
and shit. Like,
Well, that's one of the issues. But then, like, you know, they started making all these higher end things that people wanted that weren't in these ones that you buy in the stores.
everyone wanted water cooled.
Right.
You know, everyone wanted to get the best graphics card, which that's the most expensive fucking part.
Which now you
usually.
kind of have to.
Or you got to buy like all the lights and everything.
Right.
Out,
The lights, I
casing.
feel like the lights are cheap. I feel like the case, even if you get an expensive case, I'm like, you can get some really cool cases for under $50. And if you were willing to spend up to $200 and get like a glass fucking suit, you can get some really cool looking computers. But then again, that's just, you don't need that. It's just people like that shit,
Yeah,
you know?
I've never had a reason to be like, you know, I think I want to build my own machine. I'm just like, I just want to buy one that has all the best stuff and lasts me a long time.
Dude, you know what sucks is I've never had anything but reasons to build my own machine.
Well, I feel like
Like
if you're gaming a
production,
lot,
music
that's it.
production, I'm a gamer and I'm a streamer, so that would ramp that up. Like, fuck it, dude. So, like, I have nothing but reasons to build my own computer. So, like, I don't know why I've never done it. Like, it just,
I mean, you could look into it and see where it
I
gets
got it because, like, dude, this is ridiculous. Trying to continue, like, doing anything with this fucking thing is a shot in the dark. I mean, it was working pretty well, like, in the beginning of the year when we started this, but now it's, like, on its last leg. So I gotta get us a new one, bro.
We're going to have to put old Yeller down.
I've got like 5 computers in my house.
You have one for sale?
Actually, I do. Actually, I do. The
There
other
we
ones
go.
are work ones, and then I got my main
Oh,
machine.
dude, I have a computer also, but it's property of a hospital. I didn't steal it, I promise. Like, it was given to me by someone who worked at a hospital
Right?
because they had an
It's
extra
still
one, but it
property of the
still says,
hospital?
like, yeah, it's like, I can't, like, use it.
Yeah, you can.
Why couldn't you use it?
I don't know. It, like, locked or some shit.
No. Here, all you do is you download this program.
I can't even get to any downloads, though.
I
That's
probably shouldn't tell you guys what the program is, but
you can always write it down or, like,
yeah,
yeah.
Well,
I
it's
had on
not
the
for
phone or
entertainment
something.
value. You don't mean it.
right. So
She
you,
just wanted to get shut
So
down.
you,
so basically, you put this USB thing in the computer. You boot up from there.
Yeah.
And then you go in, you partition the drive, and then you read.
Oh, you just partitioned the drive that's already been used?
Yeah. So that way,
I have done that before.
any bit blocker stuff that's encryption wiped out, just gone.
It's wiped out, or it's just partitioned so it's just on the side and
No,
not fucking with it?
it wipes it out.
Oh.
And then
Good night.
then you can just install
More like,
Windows
"Good
10 on
night."
top of it.
I miss XP.
Me too.
I don't.
Really?
I do.
I liked it better than Vista. I'll tell you that.
I like 10 though.
I
Vista
did
was
like
some shit
XP.
stuff.
So I
better than
heard
Vista.
that Windows
And
11
Windows
is
8.
just like I like Apple interface.
Oh no, I love Windows 11.
Is it like,
I got the early
Is
version
it not
of
like
it.
iOS?
No,
So because I heard somebody say like it's just a rip off of iOS.
no, it's not.
It's always the other way
They're
around.
used totally different, and they're
Is it
shown-
still Windows? Like
It's
you can
still
still
Windows.
open files and shit and
Yeah,
find your shit.
it's just the icons look
it's
different.
not all
They've moved.
restricted and shit.
They've moved your taskbar to everything in the middle. They've added multiple desktop layers, and then they added some widget things that pop over here. I mean, I compared to Windows 10, I like it. When I downloaded it, I had one issue. All I had to do was run some PowerShell script, and I fixed the issue.
I didn't get it willingly.
Right.
On my old computer, like literally one day, I was just like, I walked back into my room to do something. I wasn't running any programs on my computer, and it just like, and it started like installing Windows 10. I was like, what the fuck?
I think the end of
like
Windows
that-
10 is 2024 when they stop
Okay.
supporting it. So everybody's going to have to move to it anyways.
Right. Well, I'm okay with that, but like it did that in 2017.
Make Windows 97 great again.
Oh, God.
Make Windows 97 great again. I had a Galaxy Gateway.
Bro, those
with Windows
90s ones were
97,
actually
bro.
good for what you needed.
The first thing I ever produced music on was what my father gave me when I was like 11. It was a Galaxy fucking Gateway with Windows 97 on it, dude.
I remember 97.
They were simple, and I like that.
It was very simple. It was the easiest fucking thing I've ever used in my life.
My dad had a crappy computer, and then I was like, screw this. I got a job, and I was like, I'm buying my own. So I got a Gateway with the
Gateways were pretty
speakers, the
good.
monitors, like everything. But I'm like, this computer is in my parents' basement, and it's like
Moldy and
and
fucking
it's
wet.
leaking. Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, this sucks.
It was like that 90s computer cream color.
Yes, exactly. I had that machine for a really, really long time too.
Galaxy Gateway.
But that was expensive. When I think even when I had to have been like
800
18.
bucks.
No,
18?
it was like $1,400.
They come with you said it came with a monitor, yeah.
It came with the monitor, everything I
Speakers,
needed, the
keyboard,
speakers,
mouse.
keyboard, mouse. I mean,
Full setup.
the one I just got now was like it was 2,100, but I got it on sale for like 1,700. But I'm like, even that's expensive.
Yeah, that's.
I need to use Steph's computer more. She has a Mac,
Dude,
but
if
she never
I had,
uses
like,
it.
Fucking $600 to throw away. I could have a fucking awesome computer. with-
Throw away is if you use it, it's not throwing it away. It's just
Well,
Right.
I gotta say that.
put $5 away every day, and then you'll get it in 120
Give
days.
$200 to
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Macs. I really hate working on Macs.
I think
hate
they're too
Mac
expensive.
design.
I think they're way too expensive for what they are. People pay for the brand, and I'm like, it's not even that like intuitive like people say it is. It's really not.
It's
you know,
not.
I want
the
to
only
use
thing
a
that's
computer.
nice is like the mouse pad. It was the first to do cool shit with the mouse pad with the two fingers and stuff like that.
Whatever.
I understand. Well, I mean that did make it nice to use, but that's literally the only benefit that I saw to using a Mac. I used one for like 3
I see
years.
no benefit to using a Mac,
I mean, they
except for if I like want
You
my
want to sync your
3-year-old.
iPhone and shit because they make it difficult. For some, this is my thing. Everyone's like, you can sync all your shit. I'm like, yeah, you can do that in any computer, except they make it difficult to sync other shit that's not Apple to it. That's
It's like Mac is like this
not
is
anymore.
kind of what a
But it was
computer
like that,
is,
like
and
like
this
8,
is like
9
what a
years ago when I was
computer
using
is.
it. They didn't want you using any like tablet. Like I was trying to connect a tablet to it, and they wouldn't like recognize it because they were like, you couldn't sync it because it wasn't Apple. And I'm like, that's annoying. Bro.
That's fucking restricted. I hate that shit. I hate restricted.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest things about Apple is that on Android or Windows, you can get any kind of application or some kind of hack to do whatever, but Apple, they make it very, very difficult, if not impossible. And just some of the way that things work, I'm just like,
It's a weird little Steve Jobsy creation. And it's just, I mean, I don't have any disrespect towards an iPhone.
I've never had an iPhone.
I've never had an iPhone either. Although I will say I was tempted by the Mini because I'm like, I just want a smaller one. I've used Steph's and it just feels good in my hand. So I would literally switch just for the size. Instead, I got this big fucking thing. It's also a pretty nice phone though. But yeah, I just people who I literally. I've heard iPhone users say that if they get a green message from somebody, they think they're like a cretin. They get a green message on their iMessage, which means that an Android user is messaging them because they're not going through the app. They're using their actual text message. And they're like, every time they see a green one, they're like, poor. It's like, it's literally, I've talked to them and Steph is like, I can't lie, I think like that. And like so many other people I've talked to, they're like, yeah, if I see that green message, like Roland was like, oh, I shouldn't be calling him out, but he's like, if I see a girl with a green message who hits me up, we ain't going on a date after that. I'm like, damn.
You know what they really, you know what?
What the
You know, you know how when you have an iPhone and you're messaging, you get the dots? That thing is over 10 years old, that idea, and it really needs to go away.
It does. It causes fucking problems.
Yeah.
What? So you were like, it's me.
It's like,
So what were you going to say?
That's why I hate reds. I hate reds too, you know, but you can turn off your red messages or not, you know?
Right.
I don't like reds.
Yeah, what the fuck is that shit? That's fucking a problem starter. That's a fucking
Yeah.
So
then,
what, yo, bro? Why didn't you reply to me?
Oh, and then your girlfriend's like,
funeral, fuck.
Maybe because I don't fucking like you.
they're like, why aren't you texting me back? I don't know why you're not texting me back because I can't see the dots. I'm like, that's because I have an Android phone. I'm just because you have an iPhone. I don't want you to know if I looked at it or if
that's
I'm
my
typing.
business. That's why it's a message. If you need to call me, fucking call me. You know, it's like that's some immediate shit.
Yeah.
That shit. All right, he saw it. Like,
I agree, dude. Android master race.
But then you also have those people that always call you and they'll never text you, and you're just like,
I like that more.
I don't want to answer this because I'm going to get stuck in a 30-minute conversation, but I'm busy at the moment.
I'm lucky because none of my friends talk to me for 30 minutes. Actually, that sounds really sad. I was like, I haven't talked on the phone to anyone except for maybe my mom or something.
You
for
talked for
a
like
while.
2 hours here.
Well, plus you see all your friends at the bar anyways and things you're doing. So it's like there's no reason for you to have a 30-minute conversation unless something was happening and you were consoling someone or
you're part of a show
or
where the focal point is
doing
talking.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Or like you're on vacation and you're lost and you can't find the rest of the people you're with.
Steph hates phone calls. She'll literally let it always go to like she'll never answer unless someone texts her. So like if it's important, he'll text me.
That is true.
And I don't disagree with her logic because it is
That
true.
is true. 100%.
And sometimes, you don't want to talk to people just because it's like, as you said, you don't want to. It's like I'm not in the mood to have like a conversation. Have to be nice right now. Like I just woke up like 10 minutes ago and I just need to get like information across.
I haven't, dude. If I haven't
30
had
minutes
coffee,
when I wake up again.
like damn, like don't talk to me if I haven't had coffee.
Fucking addicts. Caffeine
Yeah,
addicts.
I'm a caffeine addict. 100%.
I drink coffee, but when I do, it's like 3 cups. But I don't make it every day. Sometimes I switch up to tea because I'm like, tea sounds better.
I force myself
nice.
to drink 1 cup a day.
Of what? Tea?
Coffee.
One isn't too bad.
Because I would drink more.
It's not bad at all.
So I gotta keep it at 1. I do 1 a day. Blind Tiger, everybody do that shit. They got good ass coffee. Do that.
They do.
They do. They have good ass tea too.
Go
that's,
there.
That's where I
I've
buy
never
my
had their tea.
from. I buy it in like 2 ounces of different things, and it lasts me forever.
I'm just wondering how much do they charge for a 2 ounce? Because I bought some Blue Lotus
It's
from
like-
Hot Wax and it was like $15, but I think it was like 4 ounces.
No.
No.
They got a good ass
It's
breakfast
like
sandwich.
3 something.
Oh wow, what's
or
it? What it should be?
but for 2 ounces, and then you can go up higher. But I mean, I bought a nice tea kettle because I was like, I'm sick and tired of having a microwave, putting the cup in there and heating the water. I'm like, I want to hear that annoying whistle that you have to run from one room to the other to like,
That's how I always like. That's how my mom always made coffee and tea and shit. She had she's the only person I've ever seen with that filter. Do you know the one where it's for a single cup and you put it on top and it's like number 4 filters and you put a couple scoops of the coffee, you pour it out like. She's the only person I've ever actually seen use that. And I mean, it makes good coffee. I think it makes it precise every time, basically. Other than a French press, probably the best.
I love French press.
I'm not a fan. I don't drink coffee like that
Love
enough.
that shit, man.
I like espresso. Like if I'm gonna fucking, that's one thing. My brother left me because he's like, I never used one of those mini espresso makers, so it's enough to put like 2 double shots or whatever. I used to do that all the time. Some Cafe Bustelo, and that shit would get me lit. But honestly, coffee makes me feel horrible. Like physically,
Really?
it dries my mouth out. I have to shit. I have to like.
Do you put fucking sweetener in it? Do you put honey in it?
No.
Dude, try to do that. Try it.
Well,
sweet.
hold on. Like,
Wait.
No,
wait.
I have put sugar. I have done it with. It tastes really good with sugar and cream. That's how my dad makes it.
What about honey? Have you tried honey?
Never tried.
Because that's what I like for singing. Because coffee with a little bit of half and half.
It coats your throat.
Yeah, it cuts my throat, and it's like, dude, trust me. If you ever want to try that shit,
I'll try.
that
I'm just saying it dries out my mouth.
Cinnamon
like
and nutmeg
motherfucker.
too.
Yeah, I've done it with cinnamon. That's just good.
Nutmeg too, though. That shit goes off.
I mean, what are you making? Like a latte?
No, bro. Literally, it's the most simple shit. It's the most brain dead shit in the world. You put just regular coffee, half and half, honey, and goddamn cinnamon and nutmeg on top.
I want to try that mud water. Sponsor us.
What is mud water?
It's this. fucking, it's like a coffee replacement, and it has like 4 types of mushrooms, cacao. It has like some other shit too. I forget exactly, but it's like it's supposed to be like it's supposed to taste like chocolate and mushroom. Not really taste like mushrooms, but it has like good mushrooms for you or whatever. It's supposed to be a coffee replacement. And I've been seeing ads for it for like 2 years now. I've been like, maybe I should just give this a try. But I'm also like, it sounds expensive, but
Isn't that kind of like the same stuff you've been like switching off your energy drinks to the more natural?
yerba mate.
Yeah, those are different though. Like, because the yerbas are just that one leaf, and then
I love those,
organic
though.
like juice and
Did you see
sugar
the
and
new
shit.
one?
They have a new one.
Yeah, no, like the new brand of yerba.
Oh, which one? Yerba? Is that what it's called or something?
No, it's the black can.
Oh, is it the Zoa, the one that has like the Maori guy on it, the rocks? Because that thing is horrible.
It's just a black can, and I drank one time. I didn't like it, but it was. I think that just the regular yellow yerba mate can thing is just like top tier, and that's what they need to stick with for the yerba shit. And because the I don't know how to fucking say terere, fucking that shit in the glass jar, that shit is my favorite.
Nice.
I mean, can you get this stuff locally, or do you have to order it?
Order it. Like, I'm looking at the ingredients right now. So it's masala chai, cacao, lion's mane, cordyceps, chaga, reishi, cinnamon, turmeric, and Himalayan salt.
What?
Wow.
What is the lion thing?
Lion's mane is
mane
it's a
mushroom.
mushroom that's supposed to be good
oh.
for memory and like neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's and stuff.
I was like, I hope they're not killing lions for that.
I mean, it's pretty fucked up, man.
Did you guys know that
Also,
kratom
unicorn horn in there,
reduces
too.
gray matter in your brain?
Does it?
Yeah.
I need that because I definitely got some gray matter building.
No, you need fucking gray matter.
It's like your brain matter.
Wait,
Yeah.
Because one day it will matter.
so you're saying it fucks your brain up?
I mean, if you do it like every day, like a lot, like if you drink a fuckload of kratom like all the time, like I mean like excessively,
I feel like it's bad for like your like kidneys. Like I've heard that
it's bad for your fucking brain. I mean, not to the point where like
if you drink it all the time,
like
as you're
harder
saying,
drugs would be. Just it's like over like if you like drink like
drink like 2 a day.
kratom.
That's gonna fucking make a difference.
every fucking day, like
I was drinking
multiple
kratom
times a
every day for like 2 weeks.
2 years. You're probably.
I've
gonna
never
see-
done it. I've done kava.
I love kava. I was
I like-
drinking kava last night.
I like kratom better than I like kava, but kava's still nice. And the best
I
place to get
love
any of that
kava.
stuff, I'm gonna say, is the hot wax down there. It's the strongest. Like Mad Chillers, I tried theirs. Horrible.
Yeah.
Their kratom drink, it tasted amazing.
I liked the kava.
No, well, their
I
kava
had
seemed
it
worth
last
it, but
night.
I got the large one with the biggest serving size, so it was like $18.
Those
Like,
straws are cool.
the straws are cool, but I drank the whole thing, and I'm like, I don't feel shit. Whereas like from hot wax, you pay $11 for one of these. You drink half the amount of liquid, and you feel it like 3 times as much.
Well, what about the Stone Soup place and the bookshelf?
Their shit's weak.
Did they move? They moved, right?
They were going to move, but I will say one thing: that if you like playing Magic the Gathering, my brother and my sister play there.
Oh,
They have a Magic
I used
Day
to
every
so
week.
play that.
Dude, if you talk to my
never
brother
played that
about it,
ever
he'll be
once.
like, "I'll get you the cards." Like he's just trying to find people to play Magic with, and Magic's a good game.
I used to play a lot of that. We'd have like friends
too.
all come over, just like we do with D&D, but like we'd all just chill out all night. And like,
Right on.
when you're not old enough to drink, you're finding ways
Yeah.
to drink and you're just playing. I mean, that
was
was
a good
so much
time.
fun.
You know what? I mean, Magic the Gathering has always been in my life. I've never played it.
It's
but
worth
my
it. It's
People
worth
around me have
exploring, man.
always been playing it, and I might have to end up
Think about
getting
this:
into
like
that.
people from all different generations love Magic the Gathering
I
because it's a
know.
well-made game. It's just that's
Yeah.
it. It's the best like fighting card game like there is. Like Yu-Gi-Oh was based off of it, but it was way more simple. Which I still liked Yu-Gi-Oh because I was a kid and I played it when I was like as it was coming out. But dude, Magic is so much better.
Yeah, I
Significantly.
never got into the Yu-Gi-Oh thing. I've watched it as I've gotten
First
older.
2 seasons were good.
But it's like they made like different versions of it.
GX and
Yeah.
fucking,
That shit always seems stupid to me. Yu-Gi-Oh in general.
Yu-Gi-Oh was
Just
actually
seems
like when it first came
fucking
out.
dumb.
I thought it was cool because it was like the sense of adventure. Oh, they're going to this big island on a boat to go do this tournament, and then they also came out with the cards at the exact same time. So it's like you could buy the starter deck for like the antagonist Kaiba, or for Yugi. You could, and like my brother bought the Kaiba, I bought the Yugi. One of those blue eyes white dragons is worth like over $100 or something now.
Yeah, and see, man, goddamn.
it's one of the strongest creatures that's doesn't have special effects out they made in the game. Honestly,
I
3,000 attack.
I think I had a box like this big. It was just like full of my Magic cards.
That's awesome.
And then we would like, when we wanted new ones, we'd skate down to this store that sold like skateboards and like
Yeah.
cards, and you could buy like hookup shoes and like all kinds of different shoes and posters of things. Man, that was fun. We'd like we'd go.
The card shop was a great place.
But so I had these two friends that were twins, and we would go to their dad's house and like skateboard there, and this guy just would leave like change and money everywhere. So we'd constantly go over to his dad's house, grab some cash, and start skating around town, like going to restaurants and buying like magic cards and just doing really stupid stuff. But
sounds fun.
I was like 13 years old, so that was interesting. We never got in trouble for that though. I think their dad knew, but he never
like,
said.
as long as they're buying magic cards, like fuck it.
Right.
Exactly. It's like, that's cool.
They're eating food. They're taking care of themselves. It's fine, but
Right.
Yeah, you're not like buying acid or something. Going crazy.
There was this like person at the park that always used to be at like in my local park in my hometown that was always sitting there with playing Magic the Gathering. Just like they always showed up. That's crazy.
I don't think I would actually go to like one of those places where you play tournaments.
No,
or,
me neither.
like you're
I would
in
just
some
do it
weird
around
dark
my
room with
friends.
people you don't know.
I
I'd
did
rather hang
it-
out with my friends and do it.
I did it a lot with Yu-Gi-Oh! There was one card shop that every Saturday morning people would line up before they opened, and they had Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, and they'd give away packs and stuff if you won. I got third place one time. There were people but I got one of my fucking secret rare cards stolen one time, and I was just like, fuck this place. I'm like, not coming back here. It wasn't the place's fault, but I was like, these people suck.
Like,
But it was fun.
Where do you buy cards now? You just-
Armada Games, over on you just take 50th up to like basically the edge of Temple Terrace. You go right over the little bridge, and it's like right past the other gas bars.
I still have never been to that.
I
guy.
haven't
I
either,
don't
out
even
of
know where
principle.
that exists.
I kind of want to. Just
I kind of want. I'll go with you because like I've been wanting to lately. I'm
I
like,
wanna
people
see
say
what
good
it looks
shit.
like.
It's supposed to be pretty cool.
I love when people come to gas bars and they're like,
This
"Oh,
is the
sorry,
wrong place."
you're at the wrong place."
Dude, it happens all the time.
People call like, is this the one
Yeah,
at Temple Terrace?
At least they call. You know,
Yeah.
I know many people
Like, no,
drive
it's not.
and freak out. I have a Groupon. We drove so many miles for this. And I'm like, well, you bought a Groupon for the wrong place. Sorry, there's two different names. And it's like, sorry, dude. It's like, I've had people, will you honor the Groupon? No, we
Not
will
my
not.
fault
They're
that
not the
you're
same
not
restaurant. We're not
thorough.
going to, like, you don't ask five guys to honor a fucking Chili's, like, Groupon. The
Exactly.
fuck? What's wrong with you?
That'd be funny if they did though.
Right? It's like, we'll take any competitors. We don't give a fuck.
I really want to check it out because I want to know if it looks the same or
No.
it's similar or
They
like.
did take one of our ads though. They used the G. You know how we have the G, like the plus thing or whatever. They used that in one of their ads, and we're like, "What the fuck?" Like, now it's like after it came out the font, they have a pet wall that we did first, and then they came up with, and then they fucking made one too. So it's like they've copied us. But I'm like, I guess I should be flattered, but at the same time, it's like annoying.
I was so sad that my little chihuahua that I had, she didn't make it on the wall. It was just I didn't know when they were doing it, so like I didn't know how to submit.
I gotta see because I've actually. I think I want to start doing another round of that. I asked my dad, and he was saying he's like, I think the artist charged like $150 or something, and I'm like, that's a lot for that little fucking portrait, but whatever. But I want to see if we could get maybe another artist to come in because we still have open spaces. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a lot of pet artists, honestly. There's some people that's like all they do.
Right.
I want to get
So-
my dog in it.
Plus, honestly, the whole G for the gas bars thing, I'm like,
Google
it
Plus.
always, yes.
I thought so
but
too.
you guys would have had it first.
Because Google Plus was like a later thing. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? I
right.
think we got it like a year before Google Plus. But then when Google Plus came out, I'm like, God damn it, everyone's gonna think we copied that.
Right.
Try to sell
I had a
it.
Google Plus
Sell it
for a
to
while
Google.
too.
Wasn't so bad.
No, it wasn't.
Sell it to Google.
I just didn't
The
use
Google.
it very often. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I used it for my blog and stuff, and then they were like, "Hey, we're closing it down," so I had to like go and change all the coding, so like people
Yeah.
couldn't share on it, and I had to take it all off. So
I like Discord.
I don't even know what Discord is.
I don't understand.
It's
People are like, it's a
Skype.
server. I'm like, what
It's
is
Skype.
it?
It is Skype made better.
Well, Skype was horrible. It was always laggy.
right.
Yeah,
Sky-
but why do these people tell you to subscribe to their Discord?
Because you can, well, that's dumb. You can join a Discord server full of people that are talking. So, like, I have it on here. I can show you after this. I can show you how it works. But fucking, it's like, it's literally like a much more usable Skype. You can, like, connect your Twitter to it. You can connect your fucking Xbox account to it. So when you fucking start playing a game, it'll say that you're playing something. It's pretty much for gamers.
We don't talk to people like
But
that.
fucking, like, dude,
Skype
man.
motherfuckers.
It's fucking great.
I've been
You can get on with video or anything. You share your screen, all that shit. You know what I mean? Like you get into like a server. You can talk to people like that. You can. There's vocal channels. There's voice channels and text channels and shit. Like it's dope.
I just don't have that much time to sit around and BS with people. I'd rather be outside.
I get on with Rob every night after work, bro. Every like
Wait,
Friday.
Rob from fucking like the ex-security?
Yeah, man.
I miss him. You remember him?
That's my dog, man. That's my bro.
Big white kid.
Big dude.
Maybe.
White kid. He probably left like a year ago.
Rob. Yeah.
I mean, if I saw his face.
If you saw him, you'd know. He was a baby. Like he wasn't even 21 when he was working there.
Yeah, I mean.
McLovin's crew.
You remember McLovin?
McLovin?
Yeah.
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 Because I've been going to gas bars for 11 years.
But we've gone through a lot of staff, bro.
Yes,
You've seen it.
yes.
A lot.
Dude, I feel like
I've only been there since 2018.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've seen a shit ton. Although
I
it's been
have
weird with the
seen
pandemic
a
and
lot.
people leaving and part-time and all that shit.
Right.
But
I saw a lot of goddamn.
I feel like we've gone through 1,000 employees in the time we've been open, including the ones we have probably. Because some people will hire them, they won't show up the first day, and that's it. You know,
Entirely possible.
Right.
Yeah, dude, my mother's been dealing with that shit all the fucking time. She's been hiring people and waiting for them to show up. They do not show up.
she doesn't need to hire people. She needs to fucking get rid of people.
No,
who aren't
no,
doing their
not like
job.
recently. Oh yeah.
okay, that's what I'm- that's
not
what I'm
recently,
saying.
but she's like fucking hired people like many times where she's
Dude, like in the last year or so.
yeah,
it's been
where she's
fucking
hired someone
wild.
and fucking no, they just
There
don't
was,
show
a,
up.
there was a time where there was tons of bartenders and servers that were there for like a super long time, and some moved on, some got fired, and but that was a rare occasion.
The bartenders are generally the most stable like positions. You know what I mean? We don't really
Right.
like run through bartenders like that. You know, we don't hire new bartenders often. Like, but I know what you mean. Like with Steph and like Mike and fucking Alyssa and Lena and shit. Yeah, there are people who had been there like 7-8 years.
Oh my God, I miss
Or
Lena.
5
Lena
years
was
at
there
least.
for 12.
She was there forever.
She
She
brought
was,
a
other than
truckload.
Chuck, she was one of the longest ones there.
Her Eddie is the longest working employee there.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie.
I don't really even know what he does, other than fixes things.
That's basically like
He's
what
the
he
fix
does.
it man.
Although he was washing dishes the other night, so he kind of like fills in where it's needed, but he does the handyman kind of stuff.
Man,
Yes, sir.
Lena gave me a truck full of baby shit when my goddamn son was
Oh,
born.
that's so nice of her.
I'm sure she had.
That
a
was
lot
the
of it.
pack and play that he had. He lays hers. Fucking, she gave my son so much shit. Stacy too.
Lena's amazing.
Stacy too gave us a lot of shit.
I miss that girl.
Yeah, I do too. It was her birthday 2 days ago.
I miss Steph too. She comes in sometimes, you know. Like I see her.
Yeah,
She's having a girl.
yeah.
Yeah, she's having another
Lena?
kid.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's
Good
having a
for
girl.
her. Good for her.
Yeah.
So she's had Marius for like 2, 3. He's probably almost 3 now.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
He might be like 3. Good
Yeah.
for him.
And now she's gonna have a girl.
He was born right before my kid's born. My kid turns 3 next month.
I'm really proud of her because we talked for many years about her wanting to be a nurse, and her
She followed through, man.
She followed through, and she did it, and I'm super
I mean,
proud of her.
basically everyone at the grow saw Lena grow up in a sense.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
That kind of happened with like me too. Cliff always mentions, he's like, I remember when you were 13 and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of weird to think that we're like drinking and shit.
oh yeah.
But yeah, I was like a jit when I started working there.
I was 20.
Yeah. Slightly less jitty.
I was. How old was I when I was going there?
I was
You said
fat.
12 years, right?
11 years.
Okay.
31? No, it had to have been earlier than that.
Maybe becoming a regular versus like the first time you went in there, you know.
Well,
what
I
mean?
moved to Ybor in 2010 because I was living in Clearwater.
Oh boy.
So when I
Try to
moved,
join the church.
no, I didn't live in downtown Clear. Well, I did for a little bit, but nothing with Scientology. But I moved here, and I literally where we're at now was only like a couple blocks that way. I used to ride my bike to gas bars and ride home.
Are you still on Kite? Well, I don't want to call it your address. Are you still on C Street, or is that where you used to
No,
live?
it's
Because you used to live by Southern Brewing.
I still do.
Okay, gotcha.
I still do. I like that place. I've remodeled that whole entire place myself.
Yeah.
I mean, my
Oh
rent.
yeah, you always tell me about that.
Yeah,
That's why
my rent's-
your landlady doesn't fuck with you. She's like, you keep the value of it up. Like you've done improvements to it. You know?
Right. I mean, she has raised my rent, but it's substantial enough. It's
When
not.
you compare it to other increases.
Yeah, when you compare it to what other people are paying
it's
for
like
rent.
20% extra in like 1 year for some people. You know.
Right.
So I'm like, that's wild.
So I like it, and the area is getting better. But as much as I live in that area and everybody's moving to that area, I'm still in Ybor.
Yeah.
I mean, this is where I want to be.
I like Ybor, man.
It's a good spot.
It's growing on me.
If I ever move out of where I'm at,
too. I hated it when I
I want to
up.
move here. That way I don't have to like drive or do nothing.
You want to move
Just-
like to like set like the quarter or some shit like that.
yeah,
But you
somewhere
actually,
where I could just walk out and
Right.
not drive my car.
would you though?
I love
Or
that
no,
shit,
because
man.
you like your place. You know what I mean? Because I know you've done so much modeling and shit, so it's like home.
Yeah, but I've been there for so long that I can't really like. I've already moved things around. I've already replaced things. Like it's just more of now. I want something else to a different space.
Okay. Yeah, you want different uses. I mean, it worked for you for a while, but
Yeah, I mean I've been there for a long time,
shit.
and I hope to stay there. But if it doesn't work out, hey,
There's openings in Ybor. They're making so much housing down here, you know?
oh yeah.
That's nice.
I do know that they're
We got
getting
lucky,
they're
man.
getting a new dog park, and it's right behind Gas Bars is Fort. It's on 4th and St. Angelina or St. whatever that name is.
Angel Olivia.
Yeah, but it's
Angel
on
Oliva.
Saint Angelina.
whatever.
Angel Oliva.
But it's 4th and that street, so it should be up in the next couple months. But I'm looking forward to that. You know how many dogs come to Ybor, and
Dude, I
it's
can bring my
like
dog there. Shit.
you just want your dog to run around and get kind of tired before
They should have
you
a
bring
dog
it in.
bar. That's what they should fucking have. If there was a
A
space
dog
for
bar?
a dog bar on like 8th or like 6th or something, you know? Like, you know, next to Bobby Pin, like theoretically, like, you know where Bobby Pin is, right?
Yeah.
Like that, like empty space. What if you had like, you built some shit there?
Well, that'd be cool.
You know? I don't know. I feel like that's one thing that'd be dope. One thing Stefan said, you know Stefan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He said, I thought it was a really good idea. He's like, you should buy a tiny strip of land that's hard to build shit on, and like around 7th Avenue, you should put up a fucking Ferris wheel. And I'm like, I think that'd be pretty cool because you can see
that
downtown
would
from
be
it.
great.
Oh, that is true.
And I'm like, also his whole thing is like, you should make it go kind of slow. Just charge you like $5, nothing crazy. You have 5, and then my idea was also like have a printer, and people take pictures on their phone. They can print them for $5, and then they can have a printed picture also if they want it. And I'm like, $10, that's not that much, you know.
That's a genius.
And
idea.
he was saying it should be like 8 to 10 minutes, so there's enough time to like smoke a J or get a handy J or something.
You're like, sorry, sir, but I'm gonna have to clean this and charge you an extra $10.
There's
I'm
no
not a jizz
cameras.
mopper, sir.
There's no cameras. You guys can do whatever you want for the length of the ride.
No glass.
It would be nice
No
if
glass.
they did have a bar in that dog park, because I have one 200 feet from my house, and I love it.
Dude,
I
I
just
bet that's
walk out my
convenient as
house,
fuck.
take my dog. I get to meet all my neighbors. I get to drink some really good local beers. You know, they do events there. I think they're doing one where you can get your picture taken with Santa Claus, which I normally do it at Bad Monkey because all the money that they raise for that goes to
Like Wounded Warriors or something.
Well, it goes to like saving dogs, or it goes.
It goes
to
to
that as
charity
well.
that you're like, okay, that's actually like a good thing.
Right, and I get to see Santa Claus, and my dog is always smiling. I've done it like 4 years in a row, and every picture I'm just like, these are hilarious.
That's awesome. Are you,
Just
sitting on,
seeing
are
your
you sitting on
dogs-
his lap?
Yeah, sitting on his lap.
Is Ollie sitting on your lap?
No, it's me holding Santa Claus's shoulder, and Ollie is just sitting on his lap, making the biggest smiley dumb face
I
I've
want
ever
to see one of
seen.
these pictures,
Oh my god, they're great.
please.
I'll
That
have
sounds
to show you.
awesome.
I mean, who doesn't like the holidays, you know? And we got the holidays coming. Thanksgiving.
I love Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. I feel like we've talked about this. I love Thanksgiving because it's not commercialized.
Mm-hmm.
Although one thing that we need to do, and I think Adam, maybe we should do it this year. We should make some Thanksgiving music because there isn't any, and then it will distract from Christmas music.
Well, how would we make Thanksgiving music?
Got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lambs, rams, hogs, dogs. You name it.
I love that song because it's so funny, especially the guy that puts the mannequin head on and like dances around in dumb places. I probably got tagged in that video like 30 times because people know I like to dance. So like they're just like, "Is this you?" I'm like, "No, this looks like a 17-year-old kid," but sure.
Adam, we're gonna work nonstop. We should collab with Damo, and we should make a Thanksgiving EP just in time.
Thanksgiving EP.
That'd be
4
kind
to
of
6
fun.
songs. That'd be fun. Like we could do it.
Yeah.
Do it all acoustic.
Well, except for I don't know how to play guitar.
I play 3 instruments.
I just know how to play
All
my
acoustic?
Calhoun drum
Yeah.
and some of my piano stuff.
Yeah,
I need to get back into. I've been wanting to get back into piano hard. Like I've
Me too.
really been wanting to get. I just want to
I
buy like
lost
a
my
cheap little thing just to
88.
play around and get back, like learning the scales and shit again. Like I don't know.
Man, I got a 49 key USB.
I That's pretty
keyboard with the case. I haven't touched that thing in years. Ever since
Dude, bring it over sometime.
I made an EP back in like, what was it, 2012. It was like 6 songs. I was still learning, but I was hanging out with a bunch of these dudes when I was going to college because they were all in the Cisco networking team that we were trying to like get our degrees in. And they taught me a lot of stuff. It was really great. I had a good time putting it out. I loved playing music. It was something that I just was like, okay, this is cool. Let me figure this out. And then slowly after that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start my own blog. So I started that, and I've been doing that for 11 years, although I've gotten lazy.
What's the name of the blog? Why don't you plug it?
It's The Collective Loop.
The Collective Loop.
Yep. So it's about technology, bikes, photography, music, like anything that it was originally designed for me to remember things that I found interesting. So I could always go back and look at it.
It sounds like a collage of your thoughts almost, and like your memories, at least what you would like want to save your interests, you know?
Right. And what I'm super proud is I did 112 playlists. The first 100 was every single month there'd be a new playlist, and I did all the cover work for it. And it was always my goal to like never miss that. Like I had to have it ready.
Right.
And I can tell you, searching for music that's new but not always mainstream is kind of difficult. You got to really look around.
You got to dig, man.
YouTube has a good algorithm nowadays.
They do.
YouTube has been killing it with making mixes and shit for me. Like
you know what? Google Music was better because now I feel like with YouTube Music, all I'm getting is the same repetitive songs. I'm not getting a huge collection of things that are similar. You have to really know what you're looking for.
Right.
Which, if you're just like, I just need something to listen to for a little bit, you know. But the lo-fi stuff and the chill hop,
I literally have like
I'll
lo-fi
play that
girl.
all day.
I have lo-fi girl on all day, fucking day.
I'm telling you, bro. When we get back, when we're done with this, I'm gonna play that new Jabez album. I got it on the vinyl, and it's fucking, it's lit,
nice.
bro.
You've been buying a lot of vinyl,
dude.
now.
I have.
He just gifted me another fucking vinyl, man. This fucking guy, he fucking gifted me Worlds from Porter Robinson on vinyl. He got me Nurture for my birthday, and he just said, "Fuck it."
I bought it for like $12 new, so I was like, might as well just get him one because it's his favorite artist, and he turned me on to him anyway. You know.
Yeah, man. Thank you again.
For sure. Have you listened to it?
Yeah. It's
What'd
fucking
you think?
great. It's beautiful.
Right.
It's as beautiful as it was.
Sad Machine sounds really good on it, especially the intro. Like he does a really good job.
Dude, you gotta check out Keude.
How do you spell it?
Keudae. Fucking. She plays piano. She makes piano covers of Porter Robinson songs. I gotta show you.
That sounds beautiful.
The Sad Machine one. It's fucking jazzified, dude. It's the coolest fucking thing you'll ever hear in your fucking life. I'll show you after this.
I gotta tell you, Emily keeps buying me records. Anytime it's like Christmas time or birthday, she's like, "What record do you want?" And I'm like, "Cool." I mean, she's got me some really awesome vinyls. I mean, my collection was huge.
The new 21 Pilots album didn't release on vinyl.
They didn't.
Wait, who still listens to that band?
He loves 21 Pilots. That's like one of his favorite bands.
One of my reasons still here.
That's like with my one friend that's always talking about
like
Candlebox. He's like, I love Candlebox.
I fucking love 21 Pilots, man.
I've seen him in concert.
Tyler Joseph's just the shit.
I only like a couple of their songs.
His acoustic piano shit is fucking amazing, man. You gotta dig in the goddamn fucking. You gotta dig into the album for like the really heavily like musical shit that they do. They do real fucking music, man.
My favorite album, and it still is, and it came out last year, is Glass Animals album, and
I saw an ad for I think a Glass Animals album.
Well, they're playing December 3rd. So I bought tickets to go see it because the last time I wanted to go see it, it was in Orlando and it was $250 a ticket, and I was like,
"Dude, that's wild!"
I'm like, for one band, I was like, I really want to see them, but I'm not paying $250. So I ended up seeing them here in Tampa, so they're going to be here on December 3rd, and it was like $65 a ticket. I think it was $80 after all the fees and stuff. You know, they'd love to get you with the fees, but
shit, man.
That's my little frugal Jewish.
No, I understand, man. Sometimes you're like, what? Like, you want to see a breakdown of these fees sometimes. You're like, really, though? Like, come the fuck on. What are these fees for? Bro, you should have came to the fucking Ferry Robinson, or I said Ferry Robinson because it's Porter Robinson, but no, the Ferry Corsten fucking thing. Dude, literally like less than 100 people were there, and we had the whole Centro Estoriano to ourselves. And then like, so they had 2 stages, one outside, and then they had just like a little one inside. It wasn't really a stage, it was a guy playing in like the ballroom or whatever. But they shut down the main stage after he played at like 11. They're like, all right, we got to clear the grounds, but y'all can go inside and party. So he just did that to see how it was. Then he walked in like 10 minutes later and started partying. Like his entourage of Dutch people. I was like, that's cool.
I ended up that night, I wanted to go. I texted you and I was like, all right.
I know you had been drinking a lot. You
Yeah.
were drinking early, I should say.
Yeah, and then I never went home.
Ooh.
And a friend of mine met these flight attendants and was like, hey, we're going to go to Armature Works. You should come with us. So we go to Armature Works and we're just having a drink or whatever. And all of a sudden he's like, oh, let's go check out this carnival. Because they had a carnival. They had a Ferris wheel there. They had a main, like, giant stage with a DJ on it and girls dancing in weird costumes. And all my friend was like, it's like, come here, follow me. So we get in this carnival for free. He talks to some guy for like 2 minutes. And then we're in the VIP section with the bottle service.
That's awesome.
Then after that, I don't really remember much.
Hey.
And the only thing I do remember is coming out of it, and I lost everyone. And I didn't know where I was, and I was freaking out. And finally, like, I called my friend, and he's like, where are you? I'm like, I don't know, man. I am lost. And then the Uber drives by, and he's like, hey, I see you. Jump in the car. So I get in the car. I was like, dude, that is so hilarious. And what was the, like, how did that end up happening where all of a sudden he just sees me and the Uber, like, walking down the street, and he's in the Uber, and it's just like, hey, I see you get in this car. Because you would have thought they were already gone.
Right.
But
that happened to me last night, man. I was talking to this dude after the goddamn open mic, and we were just talking about hip hop and shit. And I was walking up the road headed home, and he fucking stopped. The car stopped and reversed. So I was like, what the fuck? I was like, all right, what's going on? What's good? And so he was like, yo, you need a ride? I'm like, oh shit, what's up? So he took me home. I was like, that was dope, bro. I was like,
were you just like, whose car is this?
yeah, I was like, I was like,
It's sketchy because
like,
you were over there at Mad Chillers.
yeah,
That's in the ghetto.
I was walking up here. I was like, literally, it was literally like right up there. Like when I was on the hexagons.
It's actually a pretty cool spot. There's like a
I was
comic
on the
freedom spot
hexagons
that
when we
is
did it.
2 blocks away, or 3 blocks away
Dude,
that way.
Just on a fucking loading dock.
Yeah, they
That's
have like
the
an
coolest
outside
part about
tent
that
set up,
fucking
and there's a
thing.
food truck there, and they're open till 5 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays, which is
They do.
I know you're not out there, but I'm like, it's kind of nice. If I want to go hang out after work, everywhere's closed. I'm like, I can go there. Though.
They're open on Fridays and Saturdays till
Yeah.
5 a.m.
5 a.m.
I'm going.
Why don't you go to McDonald's where they won't serve you?
I still do. Believe me, I still go to McDonald's.
They
and then
won't
I get
serve
mad
you?
about it every time, even though I know it's gonna happen. No, bro, like they're always like our system's down from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Just randomly, they're just like our system's down, so they just don't serve anyone. And I'm like, that's bullshit. How's your system down? You're a 24-hour McDonald's, and you're not even a franchisee. Like you're a corporate store, and like I don't know. And I'm like, I'm paying with cash. Can't y'all just do the like tax and like make me the food?
Right. Burger King is bad too because every time I go there, I'm waiting for 10 minutes and I'm just like, hello?
Can we just get a Chick-fil-A down here instead
Hello?
of Burger King?
Yeah.
Or a
Well,
Culver's or a Hardee's? A Hardee's,
Dude,
bro.
I like Five Guys.
when was
burgers,
the
bro.
last
Fuck,
time
that's
you
good.
ever ate at a Hardee's? The only time I've ever
never
eaten one
eaten
is
at
when I'm
Hardee's
in
is-
the airport.
Hardee's is incredible. I will say. It's fucking good. Have you ever had their breakfast?
No.
They make their biscuits fresh. Sort of like Bojangles. They make fresh biscuits, and then they have like 10 different variations of that. They also make these cinnamon raisin. Even though Steph hates raisins, she's had them, and they're incredible. These cinnamon raisin biscuits
love
with like
raisins.
icing. They sell them in like 1, 2, 4, 8 packs. It's incredible, and they make hand spun milkshakes. Fucking awesome. The last place they had one before they closed it down about 2 years ago, right before the pandemic, was on Hillsborough, and you know where that Hooter by like Hillsborough and Dale Mabry, like towards where that Hooters is, and
Oh,
the
yeah,
Zaxby's.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was the only one in Tampa, and I lived at with my parents at the time, and it was awesome because I could just go like 8 minutes away, and I had fucking Hardee's. Otherwise, they're all in the country. If you notice, they're all in like Plant City and shit. They'll have
Right.
multiple too.
Right. Did you ever, when you were in Puerto Rico, did you go to Chick-fil-A and have their breakfast?
Was it Chick-fil-A? No, it wasn't Chick-fil-A. It was Popeyes.
What? No? What? Oh
you know
yeah,
what I'm talking
yes,
about if you went on
yes,
the highway
yes,
and you saw it.
Yes,
No,
yes.
although I went by it every day, I'm like, we need to get that. But like no one like cared about it but me. So I was like, fuck.
Yes, because we went to Popeyes and I had breakfast with Emily there, and I was like, "Man, this is super cheap and this is super delicious."
It was good.
Oh
What'd
yeah,
you eat? It was just basic shit.
it
like
was
eggs?
it was like an egg chicken burrito and like a hash brown and it was
Sounds good as fuck.
It was the best coffee I had ever had. I don't know what they put in it, but I was like, "This is great," and it was like $5. I was like, "Oh, this is awesome." And then when I was in Costa Rica, I kept telling Emily, I was like, "We got to get KFC." And she's like, "Why?" I was like, "I don't know, because every time we go on vacation somewhere, we're next to all these like fast food places." I'm like, it would be funny.
It's different too. That's the thing is like fast food places are different in different countries. You know, people who are like McDonald's is the same all around. I'm like, that's bullshit.
I want to go to a
fucking different
McDonald's in
everywhere.
Tokyo, bro.
I know they have a bunch of weird,
I want to go to
interesting
Japan
things.
so
That's like
bad.
the one place where I like don't trust. I do want to go to Japan too. Like
If I
that's-
could pick
me
anywhere
too.
in the world
That'd be
right
sick.
now to go, it'd be Japan.
For me, it'd be
Like-
Japan, because there's so much different shit to do in Japan. You don't just have to stay in
Yeah.
Tokyo. You go to the mountains where it's snowy and stay with some fucking monkeys in the fucking like hot springs. You know.
Seems like culture.
Also, I think Seoul, Korea would be cool. If we're just talking about particular cities, I think Seoul, Korea would be awesome.
I want to go to Bali.
Bali's supposed to be really cool, but this is my thing. Like me and Steph, who I've been planning this, we need to start putting money away because it's going to be like we're going to have to save up for a while. Because if we go, we're going to be gone for like a month. Because if you stay in Southeast Asia, so expensive to get there. But once you get there, it's so easy to hop around. So we'd want to go to like Japan, fucking like maybe Vietnam, Thailand. You know, like all around, not India. Like I love Indian food. I like Indian people. But from people who have gone there, like I used to have like an Indian girlfriend, and she would always be like, "Nah, man." She's like, "There's literally like beggars like everywhere, and since you're white, they're all gonna go up to you. Like you have to be, yeah, it wouldn't be ideal."
It's not. Geographical location doesn't inhibit my ability to tell people to fuck off.
I mean, I understand, but also it's supposed to be kind of shitty there. And when I say shitty, I mean like poopy, shitty, fecally.
I do.
They got like
wanna-
open.
I'd
sewage
be
and
interested in
shit.
going to India.
I want to go to Bali, but it's a 41-hour flight. But
What?
it's super cheap.
Oh,
there.
probably because it's like 24 to get to like China or
Right.
some shit, and like yeah.
So like
Yeah.
you know,
Wow.
I'm gonna be off for like a month and a half next year. So I'm like,
Save
World
up,
is
bro.
big.
do I want to just stay around here? Maybe go back to Ohio for a couple days, or do I just want to go to Bali and just like rock out?
I want to go to France.
I want to go to Europe.
France is lit.
I've thought about going to Europe too. I've never been.
Belgium's my.
I want to see Normandy.
Man, this is my thing. Like me and Will had plans, and that's something we need to fucking save up for too. We were gonna go to like do an Eastern European kind of. We'd fly into like Prague, Czech Republic, and we'd spend time there. Maybe go to Germany because it's like we're bordering it, you know, and that's like the most west we'd go. Like Poland's like, there's all sorts of cool shit. It's cheap once you get there.
I would definitely go to Switzerland.
Yeah, I hear that's the most expensive place in Europe though by far. Like my dad was telling me he's like everything is triple priced, like what it should be. He's like you want to get like a McDouble, it's like $7.
I want to go visit where my bloodline comes from in the Black Forest of Austria. I wanna go-
Mine would be
Austria's-
Switzerland or Germany.
Austria is
would be-
beautiful. Bavaria, Germany, the southern part, which has Munich, is amazing. They're that and Austria are basically the same thing culturally. Like they identify as each other. They don't really like. That's why they accepted the Nazis so much, you know, because they're like
Right.
we're homies, we're
So,
bros.
what's the longest flight you've been on?
Nothing too crazy, like 12 hours, 14 hours, probably like 14 hours.
I mean,
How long does it take to get over to?
Okay, like
Fucking
England
France.
is like 9 or so, you know,
Yeah.
probably 10, 10 and a half for France. Germany's a little bit more, like maybe like 12.
God damn, that's like no time.
When you think about it, I don't know how much distance
Because
it is.
I-
Yeah, it really isn't that much.
I used to fly like all the time from Michigan to Florida, like a few times a year to see my dad when he moved down to Florida. So like fucking, like that was like the coolest shit ever.
No, it's
I was like 15 years old walking through the airport by myself and shit.
What's cool is the Concords.
Yeah.
Dude, being able to fly to London in 3 hours,
Yeah,
that's wild. And also that was luxury too, like because everyone who went on Concorde was rich as fuck. So they had like bars, they had a straight up bar on it. Because like one of the people I know, she owns a brewery now. Her dad was like really, I forget exactly what he did. Really nice guy, but he's passed now. But he used to fly on Concorde, so she went on with him one time, and she was like, "Yeah, they had like a bar. They had fucking like everyone was getting martinis. And it was like 60s James Bond shit, like straight up,
Right, that's so awesome.
no exaggeration."
I miss flying on planes. Last time I was on an airplane was when I came from Wisconsin.
What was that?
Yeah.
Oh shit, man, that's been a while.
That was 2018.
I don't really miss it because you're wearing a mask. And
It's horrible, bro.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Although I will say, Evan, there's fake masks that look like real ones, and they're just straight mesh, and they just breathe full ass through them. But from the side and stuff, they look like just a black mask. And if I'm gonna travel, I'm gonna buy one of those because the mask thing is horrible. And like they were dicks to my dad about it because like he put it down for like 1 second to like eat, and he was like opening like his thing to eat, and like you had to put it on. He's like, I'm opening to eat. It's like, well, you're not taking a bite. It's like, really, bro? Like
I gotta chew
why
with
do y'all
that
care
fucking
that
thing
much?
over my face.
My thing is like if they don't enforce it, how is anyone like who cares, bro? Like if no one enforces it, they're not going to punish anyone. That's just what it is.
Well, I'm hoping by next year it's a little bit more lax. It kind of seems to have been here and there, but
I think we
Yeah.
just have a very lenient fucking view of it because we live in Tampa.
And
That is
I'm very
true. That
grateful.
is
I am
true.
grateful as fuck
Yes,
for that.
yes.
though.
I think
we're all supposed to be dead by now. That's what they were saying.
You know, my
Right.
dad is like fucking freaked out about Tampa and how we're living. I'm like, I think the mass exposure thing,
it's hurt. It's like we got herd immunity too.
like
yeah, I've been out every day since they
You know what I mean?
reopened the
You're getting a new
bars.
strain every day, so your body's constantly adapting. Your immune system is constantly
I've been
adapting
out
to the
every
new strains
day.
that are constantly evolving. And that's my thing. Everyone acts like the Delta variant. I'm like, bro, that's like you're talking about one. There has to be like hundreds of strains, or at least dozens by this point. You know,
Right.
They always talk about, we found a
Honestly.
new strain in India and that. So if you're actually like reacting, if you're like dealing with people, especially us who have like international travelers too, because we're open and people want that shit. Like we're getting in contact with everybody.
Well, now we're open. They just opened traveling more to the United States now, but I mean, when we went to Puerto Rico, you had to sit at a table, you had to put your mask
They
on.
were serious about
They
it.
were very strict. Everything closed down really early. Costa Rica, that you had to wash your hands every time you walked into somewhere, and you had to do the same thing. You had to wear your mask and do this and do that. But other than that, I was just like, well, I didn't know when you went to Costa Rica that you actually had to get a COVID test before you could come back to
They
the United
changed
States.
the shits. Oh, before you came back.
Yeah, so I had to pay. We were gonna do the PCR, which was like
It
100,
takes 2 days though.
but they only did it on certain days. So we had to do the antigen test, and that doctor shoved that thing so far up my freaking nose,
Dude, you feel up here and you're like,
yeah, I came out crying because I was like,
yeah, dude, that happened to me the
because
first time.
it like rings your ears, and but
dude, they let me do it myself.
oh, this guy was not letting me do it myself.
When you go to like CVS or Walgreens, they let you do it
They
yourself.
let me
So,
do it myself.
right.
At CVS.
you know what's funny? When my dad came back from Egypt, he was like, they had to get a COVID test also. So he goes to the doctor and they're like, all right, do you want a real or a fake one? And he's like, well, what's the difference? He's like, they both cost the same, but one's going to be negative no matter what. Or do you want like a real test? He's like, give me the fake one. So they got through and he like framed his little fake COVID test he got through the airport with. I'm like, nice, Dad.
I still have my. I mean, I have my vaccine card. I got vaccinated only just because I wanted to travel, and
I get it. That's why a lot of people, that was Laura too.
Oh my fucking god! I cannot believe that I'm aware of. That just is the most beautiful facts that I know, man.
It's pretty funny.
It's like,
we-
here, take a fake one.
He's like, well, I get it. It's like you want to come home, you don't want to miss your flight and shit. It's like, because it's like if you don't feel sick at all anyway, you're just like, dude, I just need to get home. Like, fucking fake it out. When in doubt, fake it out. You know, it's like you're probably gonna be negative anyway, but just in case, it's like, eh.
He needs to put it on the wall.
Because my thing is like they say asymptomatic people can't really even spread it. They've been saying that since like the beginning for the most part. They're like, well,
Right.
they kind of flip flop on it. You know, like they have
Right.
with every other detail about it.
I ended up getting a sinus infection when I got back. It started right when I was heading to the airport, and my ears were popping because we're going up and down the mountains.
That must
I
have been
felt like
uncomfortable.
I was like getting a sinus infection like right when I started working at Big Easy.
Yeah, like it only lasted like 3. I didn't have a fever. I wasn't sick.
just
It
sinus
was just
infection.
my nose wouldn't stop
Oh, damn,
running,
bro.
and like I'm coughing, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I was fine.
I was fine though.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I don't know why.
I want to get an antibiotic test to see if I ever had it in both of them.
I mean, if they're still available, you should get the monoclonal shit. That's what I got. I didn't really need it, but I was like, that's a $2,000 treatment I just got for free.
Well, I saw that they were closing a lot of those.
Aren't you
places
supposed to only
down.
get that if you like
have
had
COVID?
the antibodies?
No, no. If like, well, I guess yeah, but I did have COVID. Remember?
Yeah, but
I wasn't
did you-
sick
did-
at all.
Did you get that after that?
Yeah, like I got like a day or two like after a negative test, but I figured I still had
Wait,
antibodies
no,
and shit.
I'm saying, did you get the monoclonal shit after you had COVID or before you had COVID?
Oh, definitely after.
Okay.
Yeah. No, and like literally it was so easy. I went in there and you have to, they say you have to pre-register, but you don't because there's like no one in there. You go in and I was in and out in 10 minutes. And
Yeah,
it was like the tiniest little needles like this big. And it
Yeah,
was like
but you
one,
got
two.
4 of them.
So like
It was,
that goes
you,
back
I
to
really
my first
didn't feel it
question.
because I'm telling you, it was like the smallest needle I've ever felt.
That goes back to my first question about like, are you supposed to not get it if you fucking didn't have COVID?
No, it would. I think it would still be effective.
Okay.
It was, yeah, but most people aren't going to be like, hey, you know, I feel like getting 4 shots.
I mean, I will say, like, I encourage people who didn't have it. I'm like, dude, you should get it because I mean, it basically guarantees that you're not going to get sick from COVID for at least 3 months. That's at least how long those antibodies last. I'm like, if you have to get a fucking booster for like COVID anyway, then it's like I'd rather get the shots whenever I'm like if I'm going to get sick or something, and then it's like because there's been a lot of fucked up shit linked to the vaccine. Like fucking Steph's cousin got myocarditis, you know, fucking heart infection.
I was so worried about getting that, but
Dude, it's
I
scary,
literally
man.
had every symptom other than that from that COVID shot, the first one and the second time.
I felt like Ronnie got the monoclonal too. He's the one who told me to do it, and he was right. He was like, "Yo, I felt amazing." He's like, "I felt fucking amazing after I got it." It's like, "You do feel good." It's like I didn't feel like much better, but I think Ronnie was actually sick with it, so he felt way better, you know. But it was free, and yeah, that Regeneron is what it's called.
Where
it's
is
like
it free
$2,000. Yeah, I don't know if that thing is still open, but it was the fairgrounds. Yeah, the fairgrounds.
There's
Okay.
some other places around too, but I like
That
I
was
said,
the
Going to the
closest and best one.
fairgrounds for medical
today I
treatment.
read that a lot of those places are shutting, like they're shrinking it down now.
It makes sense, honestly, because I mean, a lot more people. The people who want to be vaccinated by this point are all vaccinated, you know.
right.
And like, I feel also COVID cases are dropping in Tampa, like or in
Right.
Florida.
Until the snowbirds come.
Exactly.
I'm a snowbird that stayed.
It does happen, man.
That's both my
Sometimes-
parents.
Sometimes you come down and visit and you never leave.
Well, hold on, no.
visit,
You
no.
were
My
weren't a
mom-
snowbird. You're only a snowbird if you come down and you like visit every year, like you visit.
Well, I
seasonally.
was.
Yeah?
Remember? Because my dad lived down here, and I was flying down here multiple times a year to visit him.
Fair enough. I usually don't consider kids snowbirds though. You
I
know what I'm
was-
saying? I feel like
Bro, all we would do, right? It was the shit. Like, if we weren't in the house, like, doing some music shit, we were fucking, like, sitting outside in our outdoor porch area that he had where he lived. Or fucking, this is when I was coming to visit him, not when we moved down here. But we would go just drive. We just drive around.
I would.
That was the shit. Just driving around with my dad as a teenager in Florida, like, was the coolest shit. Because we was down in Palmetto, and we'd always just go over the Skyway and shit. And fucking, he, like, drove that, like, I don't know. I think he, like, drove really far one time. Like, almost, like, halfway to Miami or some shit. Like,
Well, it's got to be boring too when you come down and you're hanging out in some weird cul-de-sac at freaking out in nowhere and
Nah,
there's nothing
burbs in the
around.
it was
yeah.
like
You're just
Farmville.
like, oh, this
it
is
was like
boring.
it wasn't
Little
even a
boxes
cul-de-sac.
made
It was
to
like fucking like the middle of nowhere. So like I couldn't even walk to the store. Like we had to like drive to like 7-Eleven.
that's one thing about
It was
Florida
off of
that must have been
301
a
in
culture shock for
Palmetto.
you. Like unless you live in the
No,
city,
no,
you
no,
have
no.
to fucking
It-
have to drive, dude.
There really wasn't culture shock among besides like palm trees.
I mean,
Really?
The only shocking thing is like how many palm trees there just naturally are.
well, what part of Michigan did you live in?
Traverse City.
Travis.
I lived in Traverse. Traverse.
right.
It's up in the pinky of the mitten.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, and then I used to live in Lansing, which is down by like.
Yeah, I've
Flint
been there.
and all that. Yeah, right on.
I used to
been
go
to
to Michigan a lot for parties.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
My
was
mother
gonna say,
used
yeah,
to
you
own,
lived in Ohio, yeah.
Union Street Station.
Yeah. I liked it. When you were in downtown Detroit, you could see Canada, go to
Yeah.
Canada,
The
drink.
tunnel to Canada.
Yeah, that was always fun to go over there, but it was scary when you were coming back and some idiot that you were with was.
Yeah,
Doing
being
stuff they shouldn't have
belligerent.
been.
Yeah.
But it was a good time, good parties.
Love Michigan, man. I miss Michigan. There's a spot in my hometown that's like a keepsake secret little spot. You can fucking look out for miles upon like a forest. It's up on a hill. And there's like a little wooden thing, so someone knew it was there. They made a fucking barrier thing, but like not a lot of people know about it. But it's
Is it
like,
OSHA approved?
I don't fucking know. Jesus Christ!
Is it up to
You
code?
can look
Is it
out
up to
for
code?
miles, bro. There's a river and shit. It's like a painting.
I ended
It's
up when I went to
Majestic.
it was right before I was about to move to Florida, and I had just won this like contest for like best break DJ of the year or whatever, and I was supposed to go play in Virginia like after I did my show in Michigan, but we went to this bar in Flint, Michigan, And there was this girl that was playing before me, and I kept asking her, I'm like, hey, can we switch spots? Because, like, I brought, like, 14 people from Ohio to be at this show, and, like, I just kind of want to get out of here. And she was being really freaking weird about it, and all of a sudden, I'm on my last. So she, as soon as she was done playing, she was gone. She took off. Yeah. So I'm on my last record, and all of a sudden, I see a whole giant SWAT team come up the stairs because there was an upstairs, downstairs, and the guy comes up, and they have shotguns and like machine guns.
Jesus.
And they like came over and took the record off, right? And I'm like, "Are you serious? This is my stuff." Oh. And all of a sudden, everybody's screaming. We're all arrested. We all get handcuffed. We all get searched in the bathroom. And the one dude made some derogatory comments to me or whatever, and we were there for 4 hours. Then when they let us go, they searched my car. Luckily, there was nothing in there. And 144 people got arrested that night because underage kids were selling drugs to the undercover cops.
Sounds right.
So here's the kicker. The ACLU came in. They represented us. We ended up winning, and we all got a shit ton of money. Yeah. And then the reason that they raided that place was because they wanted their raise. So because they got a big bust, they all got their raise. So now there's a law in Michigan where they can never do anything like that again. And
did they knock or did they just bust in?
They just busted in.
Bro, cops do that. Cops, they've done that. Cops have done it to me. Not a SWAT team or anything, but cops have fucking like entered my fucking place without knocking or anything.
Dude, that's a hell of a story.
Yeah.
Dude, for real.
Dude, it was nuts.
That's wild.
And my one friend, he ended up like, he got so freaked out, like he passed out and hit his head on the bar.
Oh, shit.
So, and then another friend of mine, he got arrested because I gave him an Altoid that he put in his pocket and didn't eat. So he got arrested and was in jail for 3 days because they said there was acid on the Altoid, and there wasn't.
You can't test for it, so that's those fucking assholes knew exactly what they were doing.
Oh yeah. So a couple people got arrested.
Serve and protect, y'all.
But he ended up getting more money than everybody. But it was insane. But it didn't cost us anything. Like the ACLU did a great job. It took about 5 years for the whole
everything
thing,
to settle.
Everything to settle.
That's wild, bro.
But I was like that one time I went to Flint, Michigan to play. It turned out like that.
That's so funny. My grandmother lives in Flint. My mother fucking grew up in Flint and Pontiac and shit, and fucking like.
That's a weird spot there. I mean, but I did meet Flint, some really cool people.
Okay, so in the middle of Flint, there's just a fucking open field.
Right.
And there's just literally just in the middle of the neighborhoods. I don't know if you ever witnessed that, but there's literally just a one block it's just open field, and it's the weirdest shit. Flint is a weird place. Michigan is a weird place in general. That's why I like northern Michigan a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like
practically Canadians.
Oh yeah, I hate them. Damn Canucks. They live right up the road there.
I love Canada though. I love Canada. I've
never been to Canada.
I've been to Canada a few times, and the people are super nice. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's very cultured.
I will say my hometown in Michigan is north of Toronto. Like
that's
on the map.
cool.
Like
latitude or
I love Toronto.
Yeah,
that place was awesome. Plus their mall was huge.
Toronto is supposed to be like I would rather go to Toronto than New York any day.
Yeah,
any day, bro.
Me too.
Because I mean, honestly, Toronto's more American than New York for one.
Right.
And New York's kind of a shithole.
Yeah.
Like people like don't ever talk about that. They talk about like nice because they say one little part of Manhattan. I'm like, nah, dude. Like, and yeah, there's certain parts that are cool. Like Brooklyn can be cool and shit. Like there's cool areas, of course, and there's cool things about New York. But in general, that place, the homeless there are on a different level. They're professional.
Jesus.
Oh yeah.
I've seen more piss and shit there that like.
They're professional. Yo, I stepped in bum shit in the alley fucking one night working.
Where here?
Big Easy.
Oh, bro.
I walked out the back door dragging the fucking trash can behind me. I stepped in goddamn bum shit. Bro.
Yo, at Bastet Brewing on Adamo, there was fucking used needles on their back doorstep because there's a homeless encampment behind them.
There was a magazine behind goddamn Broadway.
Who just leaves a mag? Those are expensive.
Just a fucking magazine on the floor.
I'm supposed to feed some homeless during Thanksgiving.
Somebody's always
we used to do that all the time.
Well, we're gonna do it in Ybor, but we'll just whatever food's left over, just put it in containers and walk down Ybor and be like, "Hey, are you hungry? Here's."
It's a good move.
If not,
not-
I'll take the containers home.
Not a bad idea.
I don't have $1, but I'll take the containers home and eat that. I mean, that Thanksgiving leftovers,
Amazing. I'll eat
eat.
for weeks.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Make turkey sandwiches, turkey soup.
Stuffing is my shit, dude.
Shrimp kebab.
Stuffing, potatoes, and gravy.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, those are my two favorite sides. If I
Sweet
had those,
potatoes with little marshmallows on them.
that's good too.
My mom has been cooking lately. She's fucking been doing the funniest thing. She just did it today. She fucking bought a grocery store fucking chicken that's already cooked. She put it in an oven.
You're like, wait, it's
A
already
lot of people make
cooked.
soup with those, and that's
And
a good
then-
move.
She fucking makes the goddamn noodles, the chicken noodle things.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken noodle soup. Chicken
And fu-
noodle soup.
Nah, like the
Chicken
fucking, you
noodle
know the
soup
chicken
with
noodles
soda
that,
on the
like
side.
Yeah.
that like get hard, not get hard, but like get like.
Love
Yeah.
when it gets hard.
Like the little
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
I was just gonna ask, what is that called?
I don't know what that is, man, but it's
But it's
great.
good.
It's fucking wonderful.
Yes.
Wait,
It's-
wait, what gets hard on the side?
It's
It doesn't get hard. It gets like pasta-y. Like,
yeah,
it's like
they're like little balls, and then they have like you have your
Yeah.
chicken or like your turkey or whatever, and it's got this thicker kind of gravy, and then you put it over mashed potatoes.
yeah, dude.
Oh, my grandma used to make that. It was so good.
She just made cookies. She's fucking being weird.
You know what I
That's
want to
dope.
make is a pumpkin pie,
Dude, I love pumpkin pie.
and then have my Cool Whip.
I put a whole tub on. I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, me too. And they always have like buy one get one free, so like you only end up using one, and you never use the second one because you're like, I only got one pie, but these whipped creams are like 2 for 1.
All right, gents, we have a homework assignment. We
Homework.
gotta start thinking about the EP.
EP, the Thanksgiving EP. Welcome, Pilgrim.
It'll just be called Thankful.
What if there was like if we could get like sound recordings of like turkeys and then like
I'm
just,
positive we can.
Oh my god.
and then just
the cringe
Gobble, gobble.
meter. We gotta
Gobble,
make the
gobble.
cringiest, most terrible thing.
Well, I mean, we can make it. My thing is, you could do like a good one and then like a really comical one. Like you could
Right.
have like we could have the Silent Night of Thanksgiving.
Wait, the joke.
Right.
The joke could be that it's really well done.
I mean, if it's really well done, who knows? Maybe
No,
we'll. What
fuck
if?
it.
What happens
No.
if we create a whole new genre and people are playing it 60 years from now, and all of our
right.
kids and shit got
Right.
fucking. They're just set up. I'm
Like-
telling you, bro.
We can make like Thanksgiving themed music, make it really well done music, and fucking
I'm with
that'll
it.
be the joke is that it's really good.
Blows Dolly Parton
It's
out of the
like
fucking water.
The dumbest fucking thing to make a fucking goddamn
Fuck you,
song
Buble.
about, right?
Wow.
Or like, oh no, I fucking wrote a goddamn song about a Call of Duty character like 2 days ago
There you go.
from the new video. game.
well,
Like,
we could all
and
get
it's
weird
actually-
tattoos and have our hair all up.
Taint
And,
tats. Let's do it.
yes.
yeah.
Get a turkey tatted on the taint. There we
I
go.
want. I'm gonna be the first to get a YKH tat.
Do it, bro. That'd be lit.
I still don't even have an Ybor City tat yet, and I'm not going to.
It's funny 'cause that's the only tat I have.
Knuckleheads.
I went with you.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's true.
I went with you.
That's
when you
looking
got that.
funny.
You're like, you want to go with me and get a tattoo? And I'm like, cool, man. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Although, did you remember he fucking filled it in, even though he didn't? You saw it because you're the witness. He put the outline, and I was like, "All right, I want that. I want it to be the outline." He just fucking filled it in. I'm like, "You son of a bitch." Bro.
Sometimes that happens, man.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, it could be a lot worse. It's a fucking. It's not a big deal. It's a little 1-inch fucking tattoo,
Yeah.
and it's
Not
letters.
visible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I specifically got in a place that's like, unless I show it, like you're not gonna see it.
I'm a stickler about motherfucking who does my goddamn tattoos, man.
Yeah,
goddamn,
I'm like that
market.
too. I mean, I really got to look at your work, and especially if I'm doing like a big cover-up piece. Like, I needed to find someone to do my whole back of my stomach and all that, and I
Yeah.
needed someone that could hand draw, but I also needed someone that, had good hands that was soft but not rough, but like could
Yeah.
stay within the line. And I found that person. And they did a great job,
Nah, that's a sick tat.
and I show that thing off as much as
Show
I
it to
can.
the
Show the
camera.
camera.
Nah, I'm good.
Come on, show.
Nah.
Show your back.
Nah.
Well,
No.
I think it's about time we start.
You wanna wrap it
wrapping
up?
this up.
Well, I
yeah.
would like to thank you for joining us tonight.
Oh,
man.
no,
that
thanks
story
for
you
having
told
me.
was a hell of a goddamn story. We're gonna clip that.
A couple good ones. Yeah, that
We're
was-
gonna put that in the fucking featured video. Bro.
I gotta tell you,
That's
man,
fucking
that was an
crazy.
insane time. And you know what? I couldn't get my records or anything.
Any of your equipment? Like,
None.
Like
Dude.
None. And you know what they had to do? One of the guys in Flint, he ended up getting inside that place and getting everybody's equipment that was
Good for him.
taken. And it took a couple days, but
Yeah.
hey, I got all my I mean, that was a lot of vinyl. That cost me a lot of money.
Dude, yeah.
You know?
That shit's
for
not
sure.
cheap.
Vinyl is not.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, some of these are super rare. I need to get these back. And you're freaking out for days because you're like, how do I get in this place?
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Dude, good job. That's.
Well, on that note, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Damion, for showing up.
Oh,
Everybody,
yes.
if you'd like to goddamn donate to us, you can at YKH Podcast on Venmo. You can follow me on Twitch at Lilat Plays Live. Follow me on Twitter, Lilat_plays.
Cash
Follow-
App, YborKnuckleHeads.
Cash App?
I think I got a Cash
I
App.
thought it was Venmo.
I think I got both. I think I
Venmo
just
or
made
Cash App,
Same
whichever one, at YKH Podcast. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.